I'm Richard. Welcome to Burning Spears. Today I'm a very excited little boy. Today I'm going to be trying my Christmas present. My old lady bought me a charcoal basket by Kamado Joe. Now, I've always wanted one of these. Haven't gotten around to buying it. They're quite expensive, as KJ accessories can be, but that's mostly due to their quality. It's the Kamado Joe's is one of my absolute favorites. Exceptional piece of kit. It's given me hundreds of hours of beautiful cooks. So I can't wait to treat it a little bit and give it some racing stripes. Kamado Joe, I'd really love it if you could not use polystyrene in your packaging, but I'll forgive you just this once. So this comes with a divider, so you can put coals in half, especially good when you're doing a rotisserie or rotisserie in here, or if you want to seriously indirect one half of your cook. But great quality. You can see the thickness of those round bars that they use in there. I'm just going to cut the cable ties out to remove the divider, and then we will get to see where it's going to go. So one of my favorite ways to do steaks is the reverse sear. Now, Kamado Joe is exceptionally good at reaching those higher temperatures, and the Kamado style grill is a big proponent of high heat cooking. It gets to temperatures higher than normal barbecues, gas barbecues, etc., etc. Because of its design, the wind flow through charcoal or the airflow through charcoal, all helps with that. It's sort of like a kiln. And the main thing, of course, with fire is air. It needs air to burn. And you've got these holes in the ceramic heat basket plates. That provides air. And then you have a metal bottom grid plate. That's where the bulk of your air comes through. The bottom vent comes through and feeds your fire. Now, of course, during your cook, you can get a lot of stuff, and if you've got fine charcoal, it settles on, it blocks the holes. Likewise, you can get bits of charcoal fall down and block these holes. So your airflow can get diminished during your cook, which doesn't give you the stability that these things are known for. See, this is cracked. I'm going to ask for a new one from Kamado Joe. Their after-sales service is really good. Their guarantees are really good, so I'll get that changed over. Now, the beauty of the ash basket or charcoal basket is that you leave that out. And this essentially hangs in here. I'll show you it in situ in a moment. That literally hangs in there. So now you can see the increased airflow area from the sides, instead of your charcoal resting directly on the ceramics and blocking some of those holes. There's air all around this basket. And as you can see a lot from underneath, the gaps here will allow ash and small bits to fall through way easier than through the smaller holes on there. So I've been extremely happy with my KJ so far, and it really does race to the high temperatures when I'm doing a reverse sear. This should be infinitely better, and I can't wait to test it out. So essentially this grill basket hangs off of the rack that goes in. So it's hanging off there, like I showed you, all clear from the ceramics with all of that airflow around it. Now, what makes this really easy as well is if you want to clean, you just pull it out when cool, take it off, shake that basket out, all the ash and the small bits. So that's the side that's really nice with this as well. Okay, so it's going to go in just like that. Right, so I always use a premium charcoal. Currently in the UK I use Globaltic, which is really good. It's all made from birch, so it's single wood. And you can see the balance of chunks is really good. It's got some small and some medium and some big, which really makes it a great charcoal for Kamado style cooking and in general. Right, standard lighting technique. The bottom vent is fully open. Naturally, I'm clean of all the ash from the last cook. So now I'm guaranteed the best airflow possible. And I'll let these firelighters burn off and then put my grills and deflector plates in ready for the cook. In the meantime, I've got to prep these steaks. Okay, so I have a nice piece of British sirloin here, or in the States, New York strip. Lovely little ribeye here, and a tomahawk, which is actually from Poland. I haven't knowingly eaten Polish beef before. Looks great. Beautiful piece of meat. And I'm simply going to season them with some kosher salt and black pepper. That's all I'm going to use. Okay, so the temperature has been stable for a while at 125, which is right where I want it to be. I'm going to put this is much thicker than the other steaks, so I'm going to put it in a bit early. And I want the temperature to come up to about 38 or 40 degrees Celsius before I start with the sear part. So it's going to cook in direct like this, and I'll put the other two in a bit. Okay, the sirloin came up to temp a little bit quicker, being a bit thinner. 37.4. So they're going to come out. I'm going to commence the heating up for the reverse sear section. Now I've dropped the grid. That's going to be the extreme sear. And then I've got a little bit of protection here in case I'm getting too much caramelization and I can chill things out a little bit. But let's close up. Bottom vent fully open. Top vent fully open. And I'll just give it a few seconds to start off climbing, and then I'll put the camera on the gauge and let's see how quickly the needle moves in real time. Okay, so in 5 minutes we've gone from 125 to 200 degrees Celsius, which for me is pretty similar to the normal plate being in there. So no great shakes at this point, but you can see it starting to pick up speed, and this is where it increases quite quickly. So I will probably just pause the video now, and then I'll wait for it to really start accelerating and comment a bit more when it's racing. But you can see we are almost at 220 just in the little time that I spent talking. 225. So it is picking up tempo, and it's amazing how quick it goes up. It really, really is. So yeah, of course the charcoal still has to catch. So you open up the vents, things liven up. The slow down coals pick up speed. The new coal starts to catch, and you can already see we are at 245. Now I'm going to want to get as high as possible into the steakhouse searing range, which is 300 degrees Celsius plus. I love to get the Kamado at 400, 450 plus for a supreme sear. But that's of course with the basket, without the grill basket and that ceramic heat basket full of coal in the beginning. So it really has a lot of fuel to burn on. But as you can see, we've jumped quickly to 275, 280, and now it starts going. So we're at 300 now, and this is the sort of minimum sort of temperature I would look at with regards reverse searing. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's struggling to get north of 350, and I've seen a lot better performance just with the standard setup. So I'm going to get these steaks done and have to look into this a little bit deeper. Right, I'm not going to let these rest for as long as they should, because it's a cold winter's evening and I've got some chips that are ready. But I'm happy with the color. I hope that looks okay under lights. That's a beautiful result. Cheers, guys. Okay, so right off the bat, great results. Typical 2KJ. I know this isn't a steak video, but that Polish beef is really, really good. That's amazing. Was I greeted with new technology making the old thing better? I was a little disappointed, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought that I'd get a lot more gears, you know, in the heat, and the top end wasn't that great either. Now, with using the full area of the normal ceramic basket, there's a lot more charcoal in there, and I fill it up a lot more. When I'm doing a reverse sear, I pack that thing full. I'm going to get a new bottom plate and investigate that a little bit more, because as far as I have done, and I've done this a lot in the barbecue school, I did the grill classes where 40, 50, 60, I don't know, even more classes, I got that KJ to really sing and hit the 400, the 450, and even sometimes clock out. But I couldn't reach that. So I think it's got something to do with the quantity of charcoal, because it was all lit in the basket, but I wasn't seeing a greater heat output. I wasn't seeing a faster climb. So jury's out, guys. But let me practice a little bit with this and watch this space. Maybe I'll have some more information to add. I hope you enjoy this. Please like and subscribe. And if you could spare the time, often there's a little heart button on my recent video. If you could hit that heart button as well, it helps small content creators like myself massively. So please, yeah, if you could press that. But let's get this inside, get my chips on a plate, and have my steak and chips. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's it.